Another week, boys, and another TWAB. This week in Destiny, we have exciting updates about Rite of the Nine rewards, continued hands-on previews for the Edge of Fate, and more. Nonary Engrams in Rite of the Nine. More The Edge of Fate previews, bounties info for preppers. Okay, good. We needed to know this. Let's talk Iron Banner and Gambit. What? And then bounty for good starts tomorrow. Chat. They just said Gambit. They literally just said Gambit. All right, Rite of the Nine rewards updates. This week is the second in rotation for Prophecy, which means those delving and fighting the Taken will earn increased currency rewards and additional weapon drops from enemy kills. Take this chance and farm those roles you are craving. When the third dungeon completes rotation, we enter a new phase in Rite of the Nine. Starting June the 17th, all 3 dungeons will be available to play at any time. And during that very week, all 3 will have increased currency drops. After that, each dungeon will rotate weekly and have a week of increased rewards. Check the calendar below. So from now through July the 15th, completing all encounters in any Rite of the Nine dungeon in a single run will award extra drops from the final boss. Completing all encounters in any Rite of the Nine dungeon at Eternity or Ultimatum difficulty in a single run will award an armor piece. And these are on a knockout list. Each clear will grant a new armor piece until you've completed your sets. Now from June 17th until June the 24th, you'll get increased currency drops, will be active for all dungeons. And from June the 24th until July the 8th, all dungeons are available. And one will have increased currency rewards and a chance for weapons to drop from enemy kills, as well as increased loot from the final boss chest when completing all encounters in the featured dungeon. And that week of the June 24th, Spire of the Watcher. Week of July the 1st, Ghost of the Deep. And week of July the 8th, Prophecy. Now news, starting June the 24th, the Emissary will offer a handful of exotics for players looking to round out their exotic weapon arsenal. More will be added each week through the Edge of Fate launch. Interesting. So that's because they already offer the dungeon exotics. Any idea which exotics they're going to be given? Hopefully kiosk exotics. Now from July the 8th to July the 15th, Lootapalooza will begin. Increased currency rewards and weapon drops from enemies in all dungeons. New, even more increased loot from the final boss chest when completing all encounters. All right, so big thing here, guys. Starting June the 24th, you'll be able to get more exotics. And then we'll have the Lootapalooza as well with even increased loot from the final boss. All right, now introducing Nonary Engrams. Starting on July the 1st, a new item will be available on the Emissary Nonary Engrams. This Engram is filled to the brim with hand-picked cosmetic rewards spanning multiple years of Destiny 2 content. Some are newer, like Hollow Chips, while some are a blast from the past, like Crimson Days emotes. So how do you actually earn these? Starting July the 1st, players may purchase Nonary Engrams using 350 Nonary manifolds at the Emissary, up to 20 during Rite of the Nine. Starting July the 8th, players will be awarded 1 additional Nonary Engram each day just for signing in. Oh my God. Just be sure to claim it from the Emissary. Wow. Dude, so literally just signing in, you're going to have a means of getting cosmetics, which is something Bungie never does. Now, with the Edge of Fate just around the corner, we're very excited to close out Rite of the Nine with a bang. Seeing you out there, Guardians. All right. Dude, Bungie never does anything for cosmetics, right? Cosmetics spanning multiple years, though. You got to do what you got to do for the metrics. Hey, man, I'm down. Absolutely. There has to be a catch. The catch is we hope you buy the next expansion. So please log the hell in and pick up these Engrams, and hopefully you get something juicy. That's the catch. Or at least my understanding of what the catch is supposed to be. Now, speaking of Edge of Fate, another week, another bunch of videos by the creators that visited us at Bungie HQ at the end of May and got to play the Edge of Fate before it releases. Be mindful if you want to dig into our next expansion without knowing a single bit of what's going on, as even if they don't spoil any story content, they share a lot about new systems, weapons, and more. For starters, Dad has been answering some burning questions. We'll always take tough inquiries and we'll be there to answer them. But may we suggest buying a spotlight to soften the ambience a bit? Looking scary. We're joking. We love you. Talking about data. Hold on. Say it again. Look a little darker there. Then Mr. Raffle Waffles, we wrote it right this time. Milo shared his interview with Alison Lurs, narrative director, and Robbie Stevens, assistant game director. They talked a lot about the many secrets and stories unfolding with the new expansion and somehow managed to not spoil a single thing. Amazing. And speaking of interviews, we also have Matix having a great conversation with Tyson Green, game director for Destiny 2. 20 questions with 20 amazing answers we think you will enjoy. We have one question of our own. How heavy was that laptop on your lap, Mac? Now, video about build crafting and how to work those new stats directly from London. Benny goes over how much the new stats and builds may change your playstyle with a focus on PvP. Voila! Has some footage of a very cool hand cannon coming soon that may remind you of an old unforgettable friend. He also uses a duel with none other than Benny. What a clash of titans. Well, a clash of Strand Hunter and Solar Warlock. Lol. And last but not least, your boy Rick Cactus here with a video about the top 5 changes coming with the Edge of Fate. Probably a good way to just have a high level understanding of what's going to change while leaving some surprises left for when you jump into the new content. All right, check out the videos, guys. Check it out. They really are some good videos. And we actually reacted to one of Benny's. We'll probably be taking a look at some of them as well. Now, bounties, 2 gear experts, and a shooting range. All right, hold on. As with many of our yearly expansions, bounties will be receiving an update alongside the Edge of Fate. Many bounties, such as Destination bounties, will continue to exist in their current form as a way for players to get some XP while exploring the EDZ, Dreaming City, or other areas. Others, such as Armor Synthesis bounties on 801, will receive a small update to help players earn progress across more activities in the portal. To help players avoid loss of XP, Glimmer, or other rewards, we're providing a quick list of bounties that will be removed with Destiny 2 Update 9.0.0.1. We recommend redeeming all bounties before July the 15th. So what's staying? Destination bounties. EDZ, Cosmodrome, okay, Shohan, Nessus, the Dreaming City, Moon, Europa, Throne World, Neomuna, Externity, and then clan bounties as well. Good. Armor Synthesis. Okay. Leaving vendors, Trials of Osiris, Gunsmith, episodic vendors. Okay, that's pretty typical. Yeah, this is pretty much exactly what it's been every time. Now, gear experts with new duties. 801 with one of our greatest fashion vendors is getting new duties when the Edge of Fate launches. Don't worry, she'll keep bounties available so players can earn the necessary materials to unlock armor customization currencies. But they have been simplified, removing activity-specific requirements and introducing flexible, activity-agnostic objectives for optional pathways and progression modifiers. With one exception, raids and dungeon bounties will remain as they are now. 81 will also provide a way for players to focus exotic armors at the launch of the Edge of Fate. As we announced last week, players will be given an amount of currency to focus armor pieces with a specific stat package as they embark on their new journey into the Year of Prophecy. Note, players must play Destiny 2 before July 15th to receive these currencies. Hop in today to start getting ready for the launch. All right, so right here, Paragon Exotic Focus previously discovered exotics with the Paragon archetype, guaranteeing super as a primary stat and melee as a secondary stat. Our forgetful gunsmith Banshee 44 will also receive an update so he can help Guardians round out their collections with legacy gear. If there are any legacy weapons you've been looking for to complete your arsenal, you are a new player in need of some initial gear, or you are simply looking for a handful of weapons to start with in the Edge of Fate with desirable perk rolls, Banshee will offer legacy weapons for purchase. All these will cost a small amount of enhancement cores and Glimmer. Dude, has Bungie said anything about lifting any possible caps? I know we're not getting vault space, but Glimmer cap, anything like is all of that still staying the same? Caps in games without trading is absolutely brain dead. Yeah. It'd be nice to get an update there. Now, shooting range available day 1. And last, an update regarding the shooting range that will come with the Edge of Fate. You've seen the footage. It's a big room where you have many enemies and enemy types on which you can test abilities, supers, weapons, and their perks. While our plans initially were to launch this new area at the tower 3 weeks after the expansion launches, we changed our minds. You'll now be able to test your build starting July the 15th. That's day 1 of the Edge of Fate. Cheers. Fantastic. No, that's excellent. Everybody can start testing all their stuff right out the gate. Big dub, man. All right, Iron Banner and the Edge of Fate. When the Edge of Fate launches on July 15th, Iron Banner will be on a hiatus for a time. After centuries of non-stop work, Saladin will be taking a well-deserved break and will return with his PvP game mode to the tower in September. Good God. When the Ashen Iron Major update arrives. Okay, that pretty much aligns with him anyways, at least narratively. Those of you looking to scratch the Crucible itch will still have a variety of game modes available. For starters, Heavy Metal will be coming back as an event in the future. Also starting July the 29th, Trials of Osiris will have new weapons and armor to earn as you prove yourself every weekend through September. We'll have further details in a future TWAB on more PvP playlist updates. But we like to call out a new playlist coming on week 1 of the Edge of Fate, Cutting Edge. Cutting Edge allows only features, seasonal weapons, armor, and exotics to be used against your opponents. This will provide a fun space not only to focus on newer gear, but to focus up the meta in some ways. We're excited to see which weapons rise to the top and what builds players come up with outside the tried and true exotic pairings that we commonly see today. That is actually an interesting idea. Look, it's just a playlist. It's not a permanent thing. It's just a playlist. Essentially what this means is the seasonal weapons and armor plus exotics are the only things that can be used in that playlist. Oh, Benny says the exotics are on random rotation though. Okay, that's strange. All right. I like the seasonal weapons and armor thing. I don't know how I feel about exotics swapping off. It will mix things up. I will say that. It will mix things up. Mix things up. How many times have you guys seen a new season launch and you go inside of PvP and it's that same fucker rocking stompies, using that igneous hammer or that rose or that same weapon they've been using for years? So I'm down with this playlist, and at least from like just testing out the new shit, it'd be nice. It's the worst thing ever. Yeah, because like you feel forced. Like you feel very much forced because you're in a situation where you're like, dude, I just want to try out the new stuff, but you know, the old stuff is obviously still really, really good. And then eventually you'll cave within a couple games and put on the old meta stuff, especially in comp. So not all seasonal weapons, but only what's being featured for that week. I don't know if it should be that constraining. You know what I mean? I think they should just allow for all seasonal weapons and armor. Just my thoughts. All right, now Gambit in the Edge of Fate. Gambit has always been a PvEVP game mode with a loyal fan base and a lot of, let's say, funny anecdotes from eccentric Uncle Drifter. As the Edge of Fate approaches, we want to share with you all that Gambit will also be taking a form of a hiatus. Players will still be able to play the activity and earn legacy rewards for transmog purposes, and the activity will live under the Worlds tab as it does now. If there's any specific gear you're looking for, Drifter will still be able to focus them as a vendor. This is not the end of Gambit though. Besides continue to support the mode for legacy rewards and triumphs, we have plans to bring the spotlight back to Gambit in the future, with updated rewards and mechanics that players haven't seen since the days of Prime. Well, they said Gambit Prime. Hold on, Gambit Prime had some pretty cool armor sets. I really don't know why Gambit Prime failed. I think it was just simply because the whole season was like revolving around Gambit. It's called literally like we called it Season the Gambit. But Gambit Prime was pretty fun. I like the armor sets, but they're looking to bring back Gambit in the future, or updates to Gambit in the future with updated rewards and mechanics that players haven't seen since the days of Prime. So it sounds like we could potentially getting, you know, another season of the Gambit, if you will. I mean, what did we expect? Were we really expecting Gambit to get any type of updates in this expansion? I will say this, Bungie. The Destiny Rising Gambit's pretty good. It's actually kind of fire. You know, I don't know if you guys could ever put that inside of Destiny, but I actually feel like it could outperform the current version of Gambit. All right, Bounty for Good starts tomorrow. Join us Friday, June the 13th at 9 a.m. Pacific in the Crucible and on the Bungie Foundation Twitch channel for some PvP pandemonium and your first crack at earning the new bounty emblem faster than the light. We'll be matching from UK and US West Coast servers. We're diving into the Crucible this time as a fire team of 2, which means we've got room for 4 fearless guardians on the Foundation team in every match. Whether you're teaming up with us or trying to wipe the floor with us, this is your chance to flex your skills, rep the community, and cause some beautiful chaos in the name of a good cause. Every match, win or lose, or Shaq's approved spectacle supports our Pride Month partners at It Gets Better, who strive to uplift, empower, and connect the LGBTQIA+ youth around the globe. Think you can outplay the Bungie Foundation team? Prove it. Want to help lead us to victory? Let's go. The winning side takes home bragging rights and faster than light. Grab your favorite loadouts. We'll see you in the Crucible. Bungie Day 2025 is just around the corner as well. Our annual campaign launches 7/7/2025, and with it comes our second annual 7th Column Chaos PvP tournament. 16 teams enter, 1 team emerges victorious with immense bragging rights and maybe something shiny. Our fearless captains have been announced on social, and the full team draft will take place during our Bungie Bounty stream on June the 13th. Be there, and maybe you'll catch a sneak peek at some incentives coming during this year's campaign. All right, other than that, guys, known issues. Pretty much the same stuff we've always seen week over week. Don't worry, it will be addressed. Actually, the list looks a little bit longer this week. I'm not gonna lie, a little bit longer, but it'll eventually be fixed. All right, as a final note here from Bungie, and this tweet is done. Each week, we'll shed more light on all the changes coming with the Edge of Fate, and we'll monitor your feedback. Only a few more weeks until you can test all of it on your own, set foot on Kepler, and experience the start of our next saga for yourself. What a summer this will be, the Destiny 2 community team. TWAB is very mid and not informative. What would you like? Would you like to know like what Edge of Fate is going to be bringing? Are you wanting to know things? What if I told you you won't get the answers you desire? You overglazed this, TWAB. I overglazed it? Brother, did you not find out about bounties? Did you not find out about Ada? Or the fact that the shooting range is coming day 1? Or Iron Banner is going to be on hiatus? Or Gambit is getting an update in the future? Did you not just get that live here at twitch.tv/Aztecross? You're telling me that's not juicy information? No, this is what you want to hear, Destiny community. You want me to come out here or a TWAB to be dropped that says, yes, that red subclass, it's coming, baby. We got it cooking. It's going to be here just in time, just for you, baby. It's going to be everything you want. It's juiced. Oh, yeah, we told you you're only going to get 1 raid. Fret not. You're going to get 3 motherfucking raids. We're going back to the same playbook from Forsaken. We're gonna load it up. Oh, 1 destination? Try 2, motherfucker. Is this what you want? Chat, is this what you want right now? I know some of you right now are saying that's what you want. In your minds, you're thinking that's the kind of TWAB you would want to read. But fellas, what would that solve? You read paragraph after paragraph with all those things being listed. What would that even bring you? Joy? Euphoria? Soft depression? Listen, you've seen what Kepler and what this next expansion is going to bring. I don't know. Hopefully it's enough. I don't know. Hopefully it's enough. But look, I will always be here for Destiny. Whether that's to be here to lift it up when it needs to be lifted up, or to absolutely shit on it when it needs to be shit on. And I just want you to know that I really try. I want us to be as unbiased as possible. Be right down the center and fair. And that's the plan. This expansion or the next expansion. Chat, based on today's TWAB though. Hold on. Let me just say this. I don't tilt this community one way or the other. I am like you, simply a player of this game. And either the game is going to hype me up and make me excited for another year, or it's not. And so just talking frankly to you guys, because these TWABs, what I'm really hoping to see out of these TWABs is like each week we start to become a little more hyped. You know what I mean? Feel a little more aroused, a little more erect. If you can rate your level of hype right now for the Edge of Fate, based on what you've seen and based on today's TWAB as well, 1 to 10, 10 being stupid hyped, where are we at? Okay, 90% of you around a 5 to 6. Okay, 5 to 6.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.